You can play most all the video games you've ever wanted to play. It's the video game system from Sears. You can play up to 371 video games, all on cartridges. This cartridge of 27 target games comes with it. And now the video game system from Sears is only $139.99. A super value for Christmas. Sears, where America shops for value.
Hey everybody, it's Eric. If you're the same age as me, or roughly the same age as me, and you were into video games when you were a kid, you probably have some memories of buying, or at least looking at video games at the Sears funtronics counter. I think we all remember those better times for Sears when they used to sell video games. Well, believe it or not, way back when, not only did Sears sell video games, they actually sold video games under their own brand, which was Sears Telegames. What we're looking at here is a relic of those better times for Sears. This is the Sears Telegames Center. And what's inside the Sears Telegames Center is the Sears Video Arcade System. The Sears Video Arcade System is a rebranded Atari 2600 that was manufactured specifically for Sears and their Sears Telegames brand. So let's pop the top off this case thing, which by the way is awesome with this. I love this wood grain here, and you'll see why here in a minute. Let's take the top off, and I've got a few other relics in here we can look at. Now, not only did they have the Atari 2600 rebranded as the Sears Video Arcade, which we're looking at here, they actually sold games themselves under their own brand. For example, this is Space Invaders from Telegames, and you can see it actually has the original Sears price tag on there still, which is really cool with the old Sears logo, $29.99. And you can see here the Sears Telegames logo. Now, this is the same Space Invaders that was released for the Atari 2600. It's just specially branded for Sears Telegames, which is really cool. And this, I have a complete in-box copy. The top's a little gnarly, but if we look in here, we have the cartridge, and you'll see this is different again. Instead of having, it has the name of the game on top, like Space Invaders, but all of these Sears Telegames have these Sears Telegames logos that list, and they'll always have some crazy number like 112. This is similar, it reminds me of those Famicom pirate cards, but they'll have the number of games in there, which is basically different variations. So there's, 1 through 16 is one-player games, which is probably difficulty settings, and then there's two-player opposing, a bunch of games, and then so lots of games included on here. This was a different time for video games, really. And then also, if we keep looking in the box, we can see too, this one has the manual, and this is a nice manual for Atari games. A lot of times, Atari games have black and white manuals, but you see this one's full color. It's got the Sears Telegames logo on there, and if we flip through it real quick, we can see the whole entire manual is in color, which is pretty cool. So yeah, and then down here, Sears, Roebuck and Company. That's cool. And then here I also have the owner's manual for the Sears Video Arcade. You can see here, again down here, the Sears logo. And this is really funny. Like, what was interesting too is the Atari 2600 only came with 2 joysticks, but with the Sears Video Arcade, it actually came with 2 joysticks and a set of the paddle controllers. Unfortunately, I don't have Target Fun. I don't have the game that came with it, but I'll find a copy of it eventually. But again, this manual is in full color. And what's interesting to look at is all the crazy ways that people would have to try and hook these things up to their TVs. A lot different than just plugging in an HDMI cable like we do today, or even just plugging in the RCA cables, the red, yellow, white. Man, did that make things easier when I was a kid. So yeah, definitely cool. And here we can take a closer look at the Sears Video Arcade itself. And I have the 6-switch here. And it really is very similar in look and style to the Atari 2600. Almost identical, except for it says Telegames up here instead of video computer system like the Atari does. And down here, instead of the Atari logo, we've got this embossed Video Arcade logo. Also, you'll see the wood grain on this matches the wood grain that's on the Sears Telecenter thing, and I actually like this wood grain better. I actually have a Atari 2600 here as well, and you can see the wood grain is a little bit different. It's like that vertical, or horizontal, I'm sorry, wood grain, which is cool. I mean, wood grain, any wood grain is awesome, but I like this better. Now, if we take a closer look at this case, this is another cool thing. Inside this case, you had room to store all your games, and it stored a lot of games. I think there was room for 27 games in here, and you could fit your 2 joysticks in here. I can't fit the paddles in here that it also came with, but it came with the, you know, set of paddles just like this for paddle games. Always nice to have. So let's take a look at some of the gameplay of the Sears version of Space Invaders, and kind of reminisce about a time when Sears actually sold video games. So here's Space Invaders from Sears Telegames on the Sears Telegames video arcade system, which is pretty much identical to Space Invaders on the Atari 2600, except for that it's got the Sears branding on the box and on the cartridge and everything else, which is pretty cool. Like I said, it harkens back to a better time for Sears when they actually sold video games. And it's also cool that they had the Space Invaders game, because Space Invaders was, was one of the killer apps on the Atari 2600. Ah, where'd my shields go? Here. Man, do I miss Sears Funtronics. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about these videos looking at, old interesting retail artifacts and relics. Let me know if there's anything you think I should take a look at. And as always, thanks for watching. Want to see your name here? Head over to patreon.com/retailarchaeology to find out how you can help support the channel. Hey, thanks for watching my video on the Sears Video Arcade. If there's any other retail relics you think I should take a look at, let me know what those are down in the comments below. Also, don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons, and also if you got some time, check out one of these other videos. And as always, thanks for watching.